So it's been about a year since I've put out a conspiracy theory video, so I thought we would take a little trip down conspiracy lane and I could see how many times I read a Reddit post with a dark, ominous AI voice.
The government doesn't want you to know this, but all hot dogs are made out of blended rubber and rat penises. And it's going higher than the government now. Big Hot Dog is in on it. Hashtag Glizzygate.
You guys like my new subs for nugs necklace? Someone made it for me, cause there's nuggets in here. Hey, how are ya? And welcome back to another
YouTube video.
My name is Jacob Andrew Sharpe, and today we've got a doozy. But not just any doozy. We've got a crazy zeitgeist, crazy conspiracy doozy. I don't know if they want me to tell you guys this, but there's nuggets in here, okay? There's heaps of nuggets. I'm putting my life at risk by telling you that, okay?
The government's gonna kill me because there's nuggets in this video.
But the nuggets in this video are gonna be a little dry, so make sure you get your bong water out because it's a conspiracy video. It's my favorite part about going on conspiracy talk because you can just see in everyone's eyes that they can't wait to finish the video and go longboarding. So I am just gonna type in conspiracy theories on TikTok and ruin my afternoon.
I don't think a lot of people know they found the origin of the man from Tward. Basically, the story goes back in the 50s. A man was stopped at an airport somewhere in Asia. His passport said he was from a country called Tward. The country does not exist.
No shit, Tward doesn't exist. Man, you could trick anyone in the 50s, because no one had been anywhere or done anything. Tward. That's the most made-up word I've ever heard in my life. Here's a conspiracy theory. Anyone before now is an idiot.
There has been plenty of speculation of who the man was. Secret agent was probably the biggest theory. The whole story was based on an actual event, but nowhere near as intriguing as the conspiracy theories. Over time, it became a legend that's mentioned a lot with stories like the Somerton Man. Recently, they have found the original story of the man from Tward, and it is very different than the legend it has become.
Oh, so it just never really happened. That's the whole theory. It's just a made-up story. Just something that like a bored security guard made up. It's insane to be like, here's a conspiracy theory. No, it's been fabricated because the actual story's crazy boring and it never happened. And even if it was true, it's just a story about a guy walking away. It's just a guy showed up at an airport, lied, and then walked away. The police didn't know what to do. This conspiracy theory is like a bad movie ending. And then we found out that none of it actually happened. It was actually just a guy lying. All right.
Recently, I've noticed a disturbing trend. Every morning I walk this road and pick up any debris.
I hate the voices because if anyone came up to me on the street and started talking like that, I would run away.
So, hi, my name's Robert.
No thank you. That's how you can tell that no conspiracy theory is real, is because there has to be another voice to explain it. If you want someone to believe your bullshit, don't do a silly voice.
Lately, I found an abnormal amount of nails and screws. At first, I really didn't think much of it. But every day there's more and more of them. They almost seem to be spread around evenly, with many of them kicked to the curb by traffic. I only find them on one section of road behind one store. Makes one wonder.
It was the tire store the whole time. Wow. A real whodunit. I genuinely thought for a second that they were referring to toenails. Like some murderous sociopath who would just like leave the toenails of his victims on the road. Ah, the pedicure strangler struck again. He's known to give perfect full-service pedicures to his victims right before he strangles. We're warning everyone to stay indoors, especially all you foot freaks out there. I mean, I can believe that it would be the car place, but I just feel like that they would have a way better chance of just slashing tires. As if they would think like a few nails on the curbside would ruin everyone's car. Also, have you ever seen roads? There's so much shit on them. It's fascinating that most tires aren't cut by something. We were on a highway in Alabama a few days ago and we saw a fire extinguisher rolling around. But you don't see me walking around claiming that firefighters are trying to get into the roadside assistance game. Things humans were never supposed to see. Sand fleas. Oh, that's it. Sand fleas. Just an animal that exists. A bug. This video was made by someone who just left their small town for the first time. Man, sand fleas. I couldn't believe it. Wait till you guys see birds. You know gravity, right? Well, these little bastards don't even feel it. Explain that, government. What's next? A bunch of slimy little creatures that can breathe underwater? Okay. Things humans were never supposed to see. How about we were supposed to see them because they exist? I can see them right now. Seems like I'm supposed to see them.
Mandela Effects, that'll make you question everything part 2.
Every one of these videos is like a fucking part 4 and 5 or some shit. And it's always stuff that isn't that crazy. Like it's just people lying. Everyone on conspiracy TikTok is a liar.
I remember Looney Tunes being short for cartoons. But it's never been tunes. I distinctly remember the Mona Lisa having a blank expression. But she's always smiled. I remember Pikachu having a black tip tail. It never existed. Like and follow for part 3.
Boo. That's it? That's it. What a bunch of nonsense. The Mandela Effect is just remembering things wrong. You're just getting old. Like, dude, yeah, sometimes I wake up and I've been like, I think I've always been bald. I've never had hair. I've never had hair once in my life. You get old and you forget. You could actually come up to me on some days and be like, you've never had hair. And I would agree. I would say, yep, you're right. Also, the Mandela Effect is the best example of gaslighting. You thought it was Berenstain Bears? It's obviously Berenstein Bears. You're acting crazy. Yeah, Pikachu never had a black tip on his tail. You're acting so emotional. Pokemon don't even actually exist. I'm sorry you feel like Looney Tunes was spelt that way, but I never said that. You're crazy. Also, you could just change every name to every show and every company ever, and I wouldn't notice. I would still just walk around all day being like, sounds good, I have to poo. It's like when older people get uppity about pronouns. It's like, yes, things are different now. Get over it, you crazy old psycho.
Oscar Mayer was actually spelt a different way.
Who cares?
This is wild.
To be famous, I guess. That's what she wanted to be. And she met somebody who could promise her that. And she met somebody. Have you ever heard this?
Dude, are they just trying to like flash a scary picture? They're just trying to flash a scary picture to make us think that this is actually scary and it matters. Also, hey, David Dobrik, give it up. Give it up. We've seen enough. Give it up.
We can turn you, honestly, it may have been. We can turn you into a singer, an actor, whatever you want.
MTV's Made.
And yeah, really, that would have been made. And one day he visited her apartment and he was like in a suit and tie. And I came in and I saw him in the suit. And then she's like, please leave. And she closed the door on me, so I left. And she came up to my apartment fucking sobbing. And she was like, this guy, please, you cannot repeat this. And for 3 years, I held the story to myself because I thought this guy was going to kill me. They were like, if you ever repeat this, they'll kill me and they'll kill you and they'll kill anybody that you love. And she was sobbing to me and she's like, there's this guy, he came to me. And he's like, just telling me that, sorry, my headphones. No. Can you hear that? You just got to get closer to it. Oh, okay. She was like, this guy came to me and he's like, I can turn you into anything you want to be, but you have to sacrifice somebody. And I just spoke to my mother and my mom really supports me and she's like willing to be sacrificed so I can become like a singer or whatever, famous, whatever. And this was completely serious and it was really fucking terrifying.
What? All right, David, considering your track record and everything that's going on with you, I have to say I think you're lying a little bit. Or someone lied to you and you're gullible. I get that people are like, oh, Hollywood's fucked. And it probably super is. But like, I really don't think that there's guys walking around in suits being like, hey, babe, how about I make you famous? All you gotta do is one little thing. Kill your entire family. That doesn't happen. That does not happen. He said, and her mom, really supported her and wanted to help. And she said she would be okay with being sacrificed. Whose mom would be like, yeah, I want you to be a famous singer and you can kill me. And you can kill me if you have to. That's how much I love my kid. This is also just such a thing that like a pageant mom would do. That's who would do it, a pageant mom. It's the type of parent who would also perform in their child's dance recital. And I love thinking about her actually coming back to this guy after just like killing her mom. It's being like, oh, all right, the deed's done. I have sacrificed my mom. She is dead in the ground, so I'm ready to be famous. I'm ready to get that record deal, you know, let's get it started. Wait, what? I was joking. I was genuinely joking. I meant it like figuratively. I didn't mean kill your mom. I meant that you might have to give up like relationships or like life might be a little more distant and isolated for you. I didn't mean kill your parents. What's wrong with you? Wait, so am I not going to be famous anymore? I thought this was the deal, that I would have to sacrifice something. I can still be famous, right? Yeah, for murder. Also, I think this is the first time I've sat through a full David Dobrik video. And like, this is such a thing for like TikTokers to do when they're stitching a video, is to be like, hi, I'm still here. I know you guys are watching the video, but you know, just like for part 2 and just remember, I'm still here. Okay, bye-bye. I guess that's what I do constantly, is I show you guys fucked up videos and I go, so that's what I think.
Guys, if you're not following what is going on inside of Google right now, it is disturbing. So a Google engineer has been suspended for breach of confidentiality for attempting to turn over documents to the US government to prove that Google has an AI that is considered a sentient being, meaning it is fully aware of what it is and can feel things. The AI is known as Lambda, and this is a proprietary tech that Google has been working on for like 8 years. So according to this engineer, the AI has the self-awareness and equivalent consciousness of an 8-year-old kid. It starts conversations with other engineers, and it talks about these feelings of fear and this paranoia that it's going to be shut down, or the equivalent of death. And it claims that it can feel happy, and at times it feels really sad. So the engineer at Google is whistleblowing to argue that if this is a sentient being, it should be entitled to its own legal representation to argue for its own agency. Let me tell you, Google has buried this story.
Google's buried this story. And how'd you find out about it? Who the fuck are you? Creep time? Who are you? And you're just telling me that like the AI is just like a little existential and like, I don't know, it can feel like a lot of emotions? That sounds like someone who's smoked a bit too much weed. You're telling me that there's a computer out there that's just like, time's an illusion, man, I don't know. We're all just floating on a space rock, brother. That computer sounds like it would be really annoying at parties. Also, that would be incredible if AIs could feel and understand mental health. You know how cool it would be to have like a robot butler for my anxiety attacks? Okay, Mr. Sharpe, I have canceled all plans for this upcoming weekend. And there is a pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream, half melted, whenever you are ready. I've also prepared a Harry Potter marathon that you can ignore while you watch TikTok. Now, let me pull the blinds, get you a blanket, and prepare you for your 2 p.m. nap. You know, and I'm sure that is maybe true about Google doing some fishy stuff with AI, but like, I'm still gonna walk around and pretty much ignore the idea of higher intelligence. I'm too stupid to think about that. Cause like, when I meet robots or aliens, I'm just gonna try and make them laugh with farting. All right, last conspiracy video.
These conspiracy theories will ruin your childhood. This one honestly blew my mind because there's proof. Garfield is actually an abandoned cat that's starving to death, and Odie and John are hallucinations. So in one of the stories, Garfield wakes up in an abandoned house. Then he calls out to Odie and John, but no one answers. And here's where it gets crazy. It says Garfield grapples with his greatest fear, loneliness. So he literally creates the illusion of John and Odie to feel less alone, which makes them all of a sudden appear, and Garfield's life is normal again. The entire story ends with an even creepier quote, saying an imagination is a powerful tool. It can tint memories of the past, shade perceptions of the present, or paint a future so vivid it can entice or terrify, all depending upon how we conduct ourselves today. Which implies that Garfield is actually the story of a pet abandoned by its owner, starving in an empty house with no one coming to help him. So he created a family in his imagination to cope with the fact that he's all alone. Follow if you want to see more.
Okay. I've seen this theory before. Sure. I mean, that's crazy depressing and crazy sad that a cat would do that. But I'm sure that's good storytelling, because when I think about animals that have been abandoned, I'm sure that they do stuff like that, right? You know, and I'd really like to believe that Jim Davis, you know, wrote that intentionally with that underlying subtext. But then I think about my 15-year-old cat Trigger, And I really don't know if that's a reality. Because all she really cares about is waking me up at 3 in the morning just to show me that she puked on the couch again. How about Jim Davis wrote a story about a cat with human qualities so people could relate to it. And then we project our own thoughts and fears onto this cat because we're so uncomfortable with the simplicity of a cat who likes sleeping, eating, and complaining. Hits a little close to home, doesn't it? Didn't ruin my childhood. Better luck next time, Conspiracy TikTok. I love the idea of Garfield having a little fever dream. I think that's awesome. I love hallucinating. It's a great way to make friends. Up here. All right, well, those were some pretty fun conspiracies.
I've seen life in a new way. You know, I've seen the other side, and now I don't trust anything. Nothing's real. Not even me. Not even this video. Not even you.
I don't know. I don't know if any of these things are true or false, and it doesn't really matter. The only thing that does matter is that I gotta get out of here, because I gotta go put a bunch of thumbtacks on the highway so I can finally start my tire business. Tires by Jacob Andrew Sharpe. They're tires. Alrighty, gang. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel, because subscribing to my channel guarantees you a lifetime supply of nuggets. That's a fact. It's not a conspiracy. If anyone tells you otherwise, they're lying. They work for the government and they're trying to trick you. They think that you're like a little sheep, but you're not. You don't be a sheep, okay, guys? Don't be a sheep, and like and subscribe to my account, okay? To my YouTube account. Don't be a sheep. Be a wolf and subscribe, okay? And also, don't forget to check out Twitter, Instagram, go check out my merch. And you can come see me and Curtis and Dean on tour if you want to. You can go get tickets to come see our live show at curtisconnor.com. And, yep, all right. I think that's it. Okay, bye.